Burrows back at number 3. He's missed the last 8 games after getting food poisoning and then losing his place to Steve Staunton. Barry Venison has returned. It's his first game since mid-December. He's been out with a calf injury. And John Aldridge is rested. He, in fact, is on the substitute bench. Celtic, well, they're hampered by injuries to their captain Roy Aitken and their vice-captain Tommy Burns, both left behind in Glasgow. They bring in 18-years-old Steve Fulton. He starts the match for the first time. He'll be in midfield. And also starting for the first time, £500,000 striker Tommy Coyne, signed last month from Dundee. So it's Liverpool who'll get their third Dubai Champions Cup competition underway. Liverpool in the red shirts, attacking from right to left. Celtic in their famous green and white hoops. Liverpool, in fact, previous winners of this competition. They met Celtic here in 1986 and won that match on penalties. And indeed, last year's clash between Rangers and Everton, then the English and Scottish champions, also went to penalties before Rangers won. Liverpool with a new-look formation tonight, with Barry Venison slotting in at right back, his usual position, which has meant that Stevie Nicol has been pushed through into midfield. And Liverpool here with an early throw. The pitch, incidentally, may look very green to you back home, but it's quite bumpy and patchy, particularly in the centre of the field. Barnes for Liverpool to Nicol. Cut out well by Grant for Celtic, but now wearing the unfamiliar number 8, it's Venison for Liverpool, looking to pick out Barnes. In fact, the offside decision against John Barnes. Chris Morris, right back for Celtic tonight. An Englishman, comes from Cornwall and hasn't missed a game since he joined Celtic from Sheffield Wednesday 2 years ago. He's going to have a tough time tonight, though, against John Barnes, really in form at the moment. Miller lost control. Whelan for Liverpool. And there's some tackling there which underlines the competitive nature of this game. McMahon with a quickly taken free kick to Houghton. Venison getting into space on the right. He saw him. Beardsley in support, but he looks for Barnes in the middle, and a nice turn there by John Barnes, and the ball has crossed the line. It's a goal kick. With a lovely moment of skill, Dennis, from a man, John Barnes, that the locals here really have come to see, and Bonner getting a crack in keeping him out then.
Good player, as we all know, tremendous skill, and you know, it's very warm out there. We went on the pitch earlier on. It is very bumpy, but it is a very warm evening, and you think that the way the game has gone at the moment, it certainly will suit Liverpool's style of play, I'm sure, much more than Celtic. You know, what we've seen, Liverpool, of course, the normal casual self knocking about and then that quick break. Celtic in the opening minutes of this game are appearing to play very fast and are hustling Liverpool. And I would think in this heat, Alan, that it certainly at the moment favours Liverpool.
Liverpool in possession again with Ablett, looking for Barnes, headed clear by Mick McCarthy. That's the Celtic throw. Steve Nicol, who's not missed a game for Liverpool this season, or indeed last season, and being talked of as a contender for Player of the Year. Morris for Celtic. McCarthy. McCarhill is the other central defender, and Rogan completing the whole back four. And Rogan gives it away. Then they were playing here in the Al Nassr Stadium, which was actually opened by Liverpool 11 years ago when they sent a side to play the local team. And one of the Celtic directors just explaining the finer points of the game to two of the locals who really do want to learn so much about football, a growing sport in this part of the world. And indeed, the national team Dubai had an outstanding victory over Kuwait recently in a World Cup qualifier. That's really got them excited. Throw into Liverpool then, and the ball's finally retrieved. Venison will take it. Still 0-0. The first 10 minutes have elapsed. Here's Barnes for Liverpool. Burrows. Incidentally, I mentioned the two previous Champions Cup matches here in Dubai having gone to penalties. If the teams are level after 90 minutes, there's no extra time. It's just a straight penalty shootout. So Barnes is sent crashing to the ground by McCarhill. Liverpool, as ever, take the free kick very quickly, and Barnes back in possession again here. Good skill. A lovely ball for Nicholl. And Nicholl wins the first corner of the game from Morris's challenge. On the Liverpool bench there, Ronnie Moran, Roy Evans, with manager Kenny Dalglish. Corner quickly taken. Burrows to Barnes. Burrows again did well. And the ball had crossed the line, so that's a goal kick to Celtic.
But typical of Liverpool's play, the way they build it up so slowly, and all of a sudden there'll be a player like Nicholl, in particular on the left-hand side, make that quick break, get him behind the Celtic defence. And this is, of course, it's typical Liverpool play. They lull you into just knocking it down midfield, and then all of a sudden they'll hit a long ball and danger.
Bonner's kick then aimed towards Coyne. He turned it on. There was a suspicion of handball by Burrows, but play has gone on. And Burrows with a very good tackle. Barnes on to McMahon, battling with McStay in the middle. Now Whelan to Houghton. Beardsley. McCarhill, though, good covering. Launches another big kick. Fulton headed it on, and a mistake in the middle here, and Liverpool in trouble. And they just backed away, and Celtic have taken the lead. Mark McGee couldn't believe his luck. It was as though Liverpool were waiting for an offside flag or something, but it never came. And they just backed away and left him to birch a one-goal lead. Dennis Law.
Incredible, really, because it was a hopeful ball played down the middle there, and really, in a way, it was the bounce. It bounced very, very hard, high indeed over Gillespie's head, and there was McGee with a tremendous shot. I mean, it was no way that it was offsides whatsoever. Took it so cleanly, had so much time to look up, look where the goalkeeper was, and then just knock it into the far corner. A good goal, but a bad mistake by the Liverpool defence.
Miller. Coyne has peeled away in the middle here. McGee's up there too. Good play. Oh, and Liverpool a little fortunate then, as the ball cleared the head of the young midfield player Fulton. Venison was certainly fooled by it, but here he is on the attack with Barnes. A lot of Celtic players ahead of John Barnes here. And he did well to make anything of it. The ball had finally crossed the line, so that's a goal kick. But there's a new edge to the game now, Dennis.
Certainly, and Celtic playing, as you said, Alan, with a great deal of confidence, and Miller on this right-hand side will cause Burrows no end of problem. But when Liverpool broke away there, you notice how many Celtic players got back. They must have been something like 7 players got behind Barnes and got behind the ball, so that they certainly taken this game serious, and that goal has given them a great deal of confidence.
16 minutes gone then, here in Dubai, and it's Celtic 1, Liverpool 0. Ablett forward for Liverpool, given away though. Fulton to Morris. Made room for himself nicely. Looked for McGee, and a good header. Ablett underneath it. McGee again. Now Miller. One back by Whelan at the expense of a throw. Morris, who really likes to get forward a lot. Good challenge on Coyne, but the ball breaks to McStay. Tackled by Houghton. And now Gillespie. Suddenly a gap opens up for him, and he finds Barnes superbly. Barnes facing McCarthy here. McCarhill coming across as well, and McCarthy got in a vital block. That was good defending by Mick McCarthy. He's actually serving a 4-match suspension for domestic games at the moment. McCarthy signed for £500,000 from Manchester City a couple of years ago, and a very popular player at Celtic. Here's Burrows though for Liverpool. He's done well here. Good-looking cross as well, and it came in to McMahon, drifting in on the edge of the penalty area. Whelan finally coming in behind him and getting the header which went just wide. I think they're going through a slow period of the game. They can suddenly explode into action like that.
Well, of course, it was a very good cross indeed, Alan, wasn't it? And a powerful header by Whelan, which just went past the post.
Burrows. Nicholl. Gillespie. This is Venison. Long ball, but offside, both Barnes and Peter Beardsley. Just joining us, the score here in Dubai is Celtic 1, Liverpool 0, with 19 minutes of this game gone. Celtic really enjoying a good opening to this match here. Grant for them in midfield. McCarthy. Flicked on by Miller, but straight to Burrows. Now McMahon. Give it away. Morris. He does the same. Now Nicholl for Liverpool. To Beardsley. McCarthy in quickly though, helped by Miller. Stay. Good football. Coyne. Only McGee forward, but he finds him. Fulton on the left, and Rogan outside him. And it's the 18-year-old Fulton. That's a good-looking ball as well towards Coyne. Ablett is in there, and Coyne maybe could have given Celtic another goal.
Better than he did. As you said, Alan, the centre of the Liverpool defence, certainly at 6s and 7s, and particularly Ablett, who really is not a central defender. I mean, he's a right back, left back, and when there's a situation like that, he certainly gets in trouble, and Coyne maybe should have scored that second goal.
Well, that really would have been something if Celtic had increased their lead. But Liverpool have a free kick inside the Celtic half now. John Barnes needs to produce a little bit of magic here to get Liverpool's confidence going again. Here's Burrows. Forward to Whelan. Ablett. Beardsley. McMahon in support. Still McMahon. He did well. Beardsley playing it into Barnes. And then the shot by Venison, who came from right back. So Pat Bonner not really been called upon to make a save yet. Gillespie with a fine header. McCarthy, difficult bounce, as you can see how hard the pitch is. Here goes Celtic again. Coyne. McGee. Still McGee, now Coyne again. Grobbelaar had to come quickly. Down goes Coyne. The referee waves play on. Grobbelaar still in trouble. Then there's an appeal for handball as Gillespie went up. And Liverpool get away with it again. But I must say once more, Dennis, they look all over the place then.
Absolute chaos in there. At times it doesn't feel the Liverpool defence know each other whatsoever, and there doesn't seem to be a great deal of interest.
And here, Coyne, McKee is also in support. Oh, good skill. And a fine effort. Grobbelaar having difficulty saving it. And again, Liverpool in all kinds of trouble. Responsible for that miss, but still, Dennis, Liverpool
problem in the Liverpool defence, and it was lovely to see the close control of Coyne there, beating 2 and 3 players. You don't see that so often, and it's nice to see.
Good kick. The heart of the Liverpool defence again. Ablett is there. But Celtic win it back. Now it's Miller. Turn back from McStay. McStay survives 2 tackles and finds Miller again. Good play by Miller here, and Liverpool concedes the corner. Well, on that occasion, Miller's magic on the wing helped to earn this corner. McGee on the line there. Miller just behind him, in fact. Grobbelaar stretched and did so well. Been fouled as he went up for it. Elbowed, in fact. Could it have been Mr. McCarthy? Could he do such a thing?
I would have thought so, would you?
Celtic just that bit sharper in the tackle. Although it's a throw into Liverpool. There's McGee, the man whose goal separates the sides. Moves back. Nicholl. Burrows. and Barnes. One by McCarthy. And that's the half-time whistle here in Dubai. McCarthy leads the Celtic players off. Mark McGee's early goal to Dubai as Celtic get the second half underway here in the Dubai Champions Cup, leading by 1-0 at half-time. Liverpool, during the interval, have made a significant substitution, bringing on their leading scorer this season, John Aldridge. They've actually taken off Gary Ablett, and that's meant a tactical switch, with Steve Nicol moving to centre-back alongside Gary Gillespie, and obviously Aldridge has gone forward. Denison again, and McCarhill. So here's Gillespie for Liverpool. Stay dispossessed by Gillespie. Turned forward by Anton Rogan. Robillard, well, there was a time when he would have thought about dribbling that one upfield. Older and wiser and more mature, he was saying before the match. Doesn't do those silly things anymore. Needs to keep his place under pressure from Mike Cooper. Here's McMahon for Liverpool. Now Barnes. Good ball. Venice. Out. Curled in towards Aldridge. And he was desperately close to getting the touch as Bonner came out and did just enough, I think. Referee's given a free kick, but I suppose, Dennis, straight away that underlines just how good Aldridge is at getting on the end of things for Liverpool.
Well, it was looking for anything at all. And really, in a way, it was Bonner that put Aldridge off. And I think you must put it down to the keeper. Really, that Aldridge didn't score.
A new purpose about Liverpool now. As Barnes through to McMahon, it was a good ball, and Bonner again read it splendidly. This is Fulton. A young man who's impressed greatly on his first full appearance for Celtic, the 18-year-old Steve Fulton, and he wins the free kick. George Best in the centre of the picture there amongst the celebrities. He actually played in a celebrity match which preceded the main game here. Celtic get themselves in trouble. Beardsley on the end of that bad back pass, and Bonner did marvellously well, but Beardsley will be very disappointed. Barnes whipped it in, and Bonner for a moment gave Liverpool hope, but then he regained possession, and Celtic on the attack. Point. No test at all for Grobbelaar. McCarthy, a difficult bounce, certainly contributed to Celtic's goal in the first half, and the bounce deceived the Liverpool central defenders. But a near miss then, Dennis, as far as Liverpool were concerned.
Well, really, it's one of those that you dream of, defenders knocking the ball back to the keeper and, of course, making a hash of it, and you've only then got the goalkeeper to beat, and although Bonner did extremely well in putting Beardsley off, you feel in that situation a man of his calibre should have gone on and equalised for Liverpool.
Free kick to Liverpool on the halfway line. Houghton takes it quickly and finds Barnes. Half an hour of the match remaining. Liverpool trail by 1-0. Beardsley chasing McCarthy. And he gets there first. Turned in towards McMahon. Good effort. But Bonner read it very carefully. Not a good kick by Bonner. Straight at McMahon. Now Venison. That's a great ball. Houghton in space. Aldridge in the middle inevitably. The cross cut out by McCarhill. Back it comes to McMahon. And that's a goal kick. So Liverpool threatened once again. But Celtic look pretty sound at the back. Steve McMahon back to his outstanding best. He had a patch in the middle of the season when, by his own admission, he wasn't playing as well as he had been. Bonner taking a bit of time as Celtic want to make their substitution. And I think it's Miller that's gone off, and the man coming on here is Billy Stark, experienced former Aberdeen man. Now Whelan. And still. Everything coming through him. And he finds Houghton. He finds Venice. Aldridge is in the middle. He was the target. McCarthy with the clearance. Judging by some of the shouts from the Liverpool bench, they're taking this very seriously, and Celtic are too, of course. Venice. Gillespie. Send in towards McMahon. Oh, it was a good effort and good save. Didn't get a lot of power behind it, McMahon, but it was a good effort, falling to the ground, trying to catch up.
If he had hit it properly, then I don't think Bono would have any chance, but just didn't get a hold of it.
Just a little under 20 minutes to go. I think Celtic are going to make a second substitution here. Presumably Walker will be the player who comes on. McStay is going off.
Yes, I think Paul McStay got a little bit of a knock a couple of minutes before over in that far side of midfield. There was a couple of harsh tackles. I don't think it's anything serious, but I'm sure that Billy McNeil will want him for Saturday.
Yes, very much Celtic's most valuable player, and as Billy McNeil was saying yesterday, they haven't even got enough money in Dubai to buy him. So he's gone off. Andy Walker's come on. But Liverpool have the ball with Barnes on the left. Celtic have used both their substitutes. Liverpool just the one. Aldridge. Wheeler chipped it into McMahon again, who keeps getting forward in the second half into good goal-scoring positions. But still, Celtic hold on to their lead. McGee at the other end. Nice little back header. Gillespie reaches it ahead of Walker. And Liverpool just keep possession. Now with Venison. His control was a little bit lacking then, but he got away with it. McMahon, Barnes on the left. Here's Liam Aldridge forward. The red shirt's arriving. He looks for Aldridge and finds him. Aldridge! It's 1-1. And judging by the roars, there are more Liverpool fans in Dubai than there are Celtic, because that's really brought the crowd to life. Aldridge gets his 14th goal in the last 14 games and his 24th of the season. And it's Celtic 1, Liverpool 1. And what a grandstand finish we've got in prospect now, Dennis Law.
Yes, and I couldn't really add anything more to what you said. It was a beautiful
make a substitution. Steve Staunton, obviously not a superstitious type, wearing number 13, will come on. And it's a straight swap, if you like, because he's going to take the place of David Burrows. So it's one left fullback for another. Roy Evans, one of the Liverpool coaches, just helped him on, and David Burrows comes on. Barnes, Staunton outside him. Flowing move this by Liverpool. 3 players in the centre here for the young left back. Finds McMahon. Venison arrives in support on this side. Now McMahon again. Liverpool keeping possession. Brilliant by McMahon. And then he just clipped it against McCarthy when Liverpool looks so dangerous. Grant gets it away. Celtic under real pressure here. Gillespie now for Liverpool. Good run by the big centre-back. And he nearly sent Houghton into space. And Celtic pushed up hoping for an offside. Four minutes on the clock. It's Celtic 1, Liverpool 1. Bonner with the kick. Grant leaving it to Fulton. McCarhill forward. Not a good ball, straight to Nicholl. Now Barnes. Houghton leaves it to Beardsley. Then to Houghton. McMahon takes over. Offside. Well, John Aldridge, either he was very quick to spot the flag going up, or he fancies himself as a handball player as well.
I think really that, give him the benefit of the doubt that he saw the flag up, because it would have been an awful header.
So it's looking increasingly like the Dubai Cup will be decided for the third successive year on penalties, or at least the third successive time in the competition. But wait, Celtic on the attack with Starr. Too far, because Venison had come in and read it as Coyne threatened on the far post.
Good defending by Venison now. Very good.
Corner to Celtic. Grobbelaar waits. Fulton's kick. McCarthy getting up higher than anyone, and Grobbelaar first to reach it. Beardsley on to Barnes. Well, it was a good run, but Morris also defended well for Celtic. And there's the final whistle. So for the third time, the Dubai Cup ends all level at the end of 90 minutes. The game will now be decided by a penalty shootout, 5 penalties to each side. And as you can see, the first one will be taken by Celtic by Mick McCarthy, who's had an outstanding game. Facing him in the Liverpool goal is Bruce Grobbelaar. Oh dear, what a very unhappy start for Celtic. McCarthy blasts his penalty high and wide and not at all handsome. How ironic, because he played so well in the 90 minutes. So John Aldridge steps up to the spot. Liverpool's first choice penalty taker, of course. Pat Bonner will face him. Celtic having already missed. And Aldridge gives Liverpool the lead from the spot. He can. You don't get any extra goals for it, but he also sent Bonner the wrong way. So Grant steps up to take the second Celtic penalty, and he beats Grobbelaar. At least Celtic are still in the hunt with that kick. Peter Beardsley steps up to the spot. He scored a few in his time in First Division fixtures for Liverpool from penalties. Can he do so again? He can. That's 2-1 to Liverpool. Turn of Coyne, Tommy Coyne, Celtic's £500,000 signing, to try and beat Bruce Grobbelaar from the spot. Which he does. A nice one by Coyne. McMahon, the next Liverpool man. Oh, and he's missed it. So that really does even things up, and that makes it very interesting indeed. Walker, the next Celtic player, to try his hand from the spot. And in fact, it would, of course, if he nets, place Celtic in front, and he has. That's 3-2 to Celtic. Steve Staunton, as I was saying, I hope he's not superstitious. He's wearing 13, he's got to take a penalty. Well, maybe he will be superstitious now. It hits the foot of the post, and if Stark scores this one, then Celtic will win the Dubai Cup. Grobbelaar knows that only too well. Well, a little bit of nervous psychological moment for Stark as he had to re-spot the ball. Billy Stark faces Bruce Grobbelaar to try and give Celtic victory. And he's done so! Billy Stark makes it 4-2 on penalties. So the players celebrate. So Mark McGee, the acting skipper of Celtic, leads his team up to the rostrum where they will receive the Dubai Champions Cup, reversing the result of 1986 when they lost to Liverpool here on penalties. And some may call it a friendly, but it's a piece of silverware nonetheless. And when it's gained by beating Liverpool, it has more significance and importance than usual. Victory for Celtic then.